Welcome back to the garage. With winter here, I think it's about 7 outside right now. I thought I would just go over a quick way to clean up your snowblower carburetor. Most of the snowblowers have Tecumseh engines, and I've got a few different carburetors here that I want to show you. You can usually 10 minutes time have your snowblower running. You put it away last year, it was running great. You didn't clean the gas out of it. At the end of the year, and this year now it won't start, is usually the problem with the snowblowers. Sometimes they sit for a couple years and don't get run. So a few things I'll go over. Most of them they can be quickly cleaned. I've got some different part numbers and things that you don't have to buy a whole carb kit. A lot of times there's just a few pieces that you can replace. So I've got a few different ones we can take a look at. Okay, Tecumseh carburetors. First, if it has a float bowl that looks like this, it's going to be pretty easy to fix. Some of the older ones, they ran the diaphragm carburetors. They don't have this float bowl. We're not going to go over that carburetor today. I don't have any to use for an example. So this one's already loose. On the bottom of here, there's a nut. Drain the gas first. You don't want any gas in this, because as soon as you take the nut out and drop this bowl, the gas is pouring out. So make sure there's no gas in the engine to start with. So we can take the nut off, we can drop the bowl down, and then I want to show you a little something on this nut close up. Alright, on this nut you can see there is just a tiny little hole on the side of that. And then if you turn it around 180 degrees, you'll see another one here. They don't all have 2 holes. I've seen them with 4 holes, and I've seen them with 1 hole. Looking up in the nut, you can see the hole inside of the nut. So what these are is all of the gas going up through the main jet. Everything that gets into the engine on this thing goes through that nut. It comes in the side holes and then out the top and into the carburetor. So the first thing to do is take a look at those holes, make sure they're perfectly clear. Carburetor cleaner, gum out, whatever you have, will clean those right up. You can see there's some corrosion on this nut, so I'm going to clean it up and I'm going to show you what it looks like clean. Okay, you can see I cleaned this up. It doesn't have to be sparkly clean. You do want all that green corrosion, everything off of it. You don't need to shine it up or anything, I guess is what I'm saying. If you need to, you can poke a wire through these holes on the sides and through the one in the top to clean it out also. You don't want to make the hole any bigger, but it definitely has to be clean. And all I do is usually spray carb cleaner through the top, and it'll come out both the side holes. Cleans right up real easy though. That's step 1. Okay, the float bowl now. We'll take a look at it. Inside, you'll see there's some schmutz. This one's fairly clean. I feel like I'm getting a glare there. This one's fairly clean. It should be absolutely spotless. Just take carburetor cleaner and a brush. I like to use a little brass brush like that, or a little plastic brush. Get it all soaked with carburetor cleaner, gum out, whatever you have, and just scrub it out. Now this one isn't worth scrubbing out. It's no good. These things, ethanol in fuel now is at 10 to I think up to 20%, maybe 15. Ethanol is hydroscopic is the word, and what that means is it absorbs water. So if you're running modern gas in one of these engines, some bad things can happen. It's real important to drain it at the end of the year, especially on a snowblower, because there's times they can sit a couple years depending on where you're living. So if you leave fuel in the bowl, you can see right here where this bowl is actually corroded out where the nut sits. So that bowl is junk. That's going to need to be replaced. A new bowl, this one in particular, is Tecumseh part number 631700. That's going to fit most of these engines. So let me find another one to show you now. Okay, here's a different type of bowl. This one has a drain on it. You can see there's a little push button there. You know, it's normally sitting upside down like this, so you can push the button and drain the gas. Never seen a use for it. If you want the gas out of it, start it and it'll run dry. You know, I don't ever buy these. You know, if you needed one, or if you wanted the drain, it's the Tecumseh part number is 631951. This one is actually pretty nice and clean inside. The problem here is the seal is bad on this. So what I'll end up doing is just throwing that away and replacing it with the one without the drain on it. Other than that, they're identical. And like I said, these are going to fit most, you know, 3 to 8 horsepower Tecumsehs, 2 strokes, 4 strokes, pretty much everything. Bowl nut. This one has a different bowl nut. A lot of the older 4 strokes have this adjustable main jet, and that's actually built into here. It's a needle valve built into here. So it has, pull it out of right here. I don't know if you can see that, but there is one hole just like the other one. So the gas is coming in there and then going up into the carburetor through there. So this, to clean it, you're going to want to take it apart. So first thing you do is turn this screw in just till it stops. You don't want to turn it tight at all, and you want to count the number of turns. So that's a half a turn, and that's 1 full turn, and it's stopped. So remember that 1 full turn. When you put it back together, you're going to want to set it there. So, and it just comes apart, and then it's the same thing. Spray carburetor cleaner through it, clean the hole out, clean this needle up real good, and then put it back together and set it back to, you know, it's going to be 1.5 turns most of the time, somewhere in that area. So if you've got that type, it's really no harder. It'll clean right up just as well as the other ones do. So now I'll show you how to clean the carburetor itself, and then we'll put it back together. Okay, we got the little jet cleaned up in the nut. We've got the bowl clean. The next step is to clean inside the carburetor. One thing to watch for is this float can, if you put a little pressure, fall down, and the needle and seat can fall out then if you leave that loose. So just make sure that that is setting up there like that. Try not to bang it. You should be fine. Now, can of gum out. You know, there's different brands, but carburetor cleaner. And we're going to take the tube and bend it up into here. Get it up in the middle, and you're just going to shoot some carb cleaner up there. Okay, if you hear that, not the train whistle, that's my phone, but you can hear it into the body of the carburetor. If you get off to the side, everything just comes back down. So you want to get it up into the body of the carburetor like that. And you'll hear it going into there. You know, a couple, 2-3 squirts, and that thing is clean and ready to go back together. Okay, reassembly. I didn't show the rubber seal or the little gasket when I took this apart. This was already missing those parts because I hadn't replaced them yet. This is another Tecumseh part number 631021B, and what that's got in it is, this is the bowl seal. Let's just pull those out of there. You've got the bowl seal right there. And then this is the gasket for the nut right there. Drop that onto there. Okay, in here also in this kit, and these are $3-4 on eBay. The bowls are about $10 on eBay as well, so it's not expensive. In here is also a needle, a seat, and a spring for that. We're not going to use those today. This is just a cheap kit that comes with the parts that I needed, so this is what I always buy. This is, you 99% of the time this is going to do the job. So the bowl seal, again being careful not to knock the float down, just goes on the carburetor right there. Easy peasy. Okay. Now there's a flat on the bowl that goes towards the back here where the float hinge is at. And that's got the bowl on there, and then we've got the nut with the seal. I'm just going to finger tighten this because this one actually needs some more work than that. But finger tight, it's usually a 7/16, a half, or a 9/16, depending on which nut you have. Not super tight, snug it up, and that's good. That's about it. Now this is going to probably work 90% of the time. It's not perfect, but usually if you've just left gas in your snowblower, this is the easy, fast fix for it. So hope this helps you out. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll put the part numbers down in the comments somehow. I'll figure out how to do that. But if you have any questions or anything, leave them in the comments. If you like my videos, give me a like, maybe subscribe, and thanks for watching.